Last week, I was fortunate enough to spend some time on a yacht with some incredible entrepreneurs, some that were a little bit earlier on their journey, others that were a bit further ahead. It was a fantastic experience. It was a yacht that was hosted by a great entrepreneur called Will Brown, who's doing incredible things. And on that yacht, the various different people I was meeting, it really got my mind thinking about just the evolution from people who are running an agency to then adding consulting and then moving into SaaS and software as kind of the final boss or the real next stage in enabling them to get to the outcomes that they're looking for. And so I really want to talk about that evolution in this video, because what I met was some guys that have built great cash flowing agencies. So they're offering services, often B2B, to other organizations to help them drive a number of different use cases. I mean, there was one guy on there that was offering a service for simply SEO growth. There was another one who was offering a Google ad service. There was another one who was offering a lead gen service. There was a guy who was offering book publishing as an offer. So they found a path to creating these great offers that resonate well on cold markets. But the next phase for them and the next gap is they're then thinking about, well, how can I now get my business to the next level? Because they've got great cash flow. Many of them get into about 100K a month in revenue, which is fantastic. But now to then go from that 2 to 4 million run, you've got to evolve. And so some of them are thinking about, well, how do I go and do that? And so a few of them are now looking to add consulting elements to their businesses. So not just having the service, but having consulting to then help them start to add more value and upsell to their existing clients. And this can be a great way to add another million a year, another couple million a year. But what you then start to realize is that the agency model with consulting generally hits some kind of ceiling, right? There are some people that can get to 7 figures a month for sure. But then you're starting to think about, well, how do I get to 8 figures? How do I even potentially get to 9 figures? And that's where those models really start to cap out. Now, what is the model that is infinite in scale? It's SaaS, it's software, right? These are the types of organizations that can take you to 8 figures, multiple 8 figures, and even 9 figures if you really want to take that path. And so more and more of these agency owners are starting to be considerate of, well, how do I now get to that next level? And you really need to do one of two things. You either build a SaaS tool that augments and adds value to your agency and your consulting offer, or you build a SaaS platform, which is when you're going for a slightly bigger play, you're going for a bigger exit. Now, why is this really the only next step and the most important next step? The reason for that is because if you build a tool and it augments and adds value to your agency or to your consulting offer or both, it can add 3 to 5x to the valuation of that business. Because if you think about it from an investor standpoint or someone that might want to consider acquiring your agency, agencies and consulting offers in themselves are not particularly attractive to investors or to people that want to buy your organization, because they're not necessarily viewed as having great monthly recurring revenue engines, and there's no real IP. It's very hard to package that IP to make it attractive to an investor or to a private equity firm to buy you. If they do choose to buy you, you get not great multiples on the revenue. Sometimes I see a 1x multiple, 1.5x, 2x. That seems to be the general range. If you do more than that, you've done pretty well. Whereas the moment that you bolt on a successful SaaS tool, you can now get into the 5x territory in revenue. If you have a SaaS platform, you can get 10x multiples on revenue. And at the super aggressive end, I've seen 20x acquisitions on revenue. It can get insane. It really depends what you're building. How sticky is it? Does it have some form of AI in it? Because that's really hot right now. But this is really key. If you own an agency right now, or if you own a consulting offer right now, this is really the next step. This is the evolution, and this is what can take you to the next level. I've spent the last decade of my career building, growing, scaling, leading teams within SaaS. And so if you can do with any support in actually accelerating your journey from taking your agency offer and adding a SaaS component to it, to create a much more aggressive exit, just reach out to me. Best places on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Just type in my name, Alex Alleyne, on LinkedIn or on Instagram. Drop me a direct message. I'm more than happy to talk about your existing agency, your existing coaching offer, and how we can bolt on and add a SaaS offering to really create a much more aggressive path towards an exit, and a much better multiple on your revenue as well. Looking forward to seeing you on the next video. If this one's been helpful, do like, comment, share and subscribe. And I look forward to hearing you either on LinkedIn or on Instagram. See you soon.